Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Whatever. Yes, but we moved the table, didn't we? We moved the desk, didn't we?
No, I just might feel like it's the light, I think. It's,
Yeah?
we all feel like we've moved up slightly.
Yeah. Hello.
Are you okay, Jürgen?
Yes.
Have a drink, please. Let's start with the injury situation, particularly what's the news on Sadio Mane?
It's not 100% clear. We made, of course, an assessment and a scan, but we have to wait a little bit until the knee's not that swollen anymore. So the only thing what I can say for sure is it will not be available for tomorrow. And all the rest we have to see. Yeah, not very positive. Let me say like this, but cannot say it's. What it is exactly, so we have to wait for.
As for the others, Lallana, Sturridge, Henderson?
Lallana, Henderson, not available. Daniel is since yesterday in team training. So, on a good way, I would say, and especially in our situation, so it's a very good option to have him back, and yeah, so no, didn't make any decisions now because yesterday was not a lot in training, but today he will be part of training, hopefully, and then yeah, probably he can be in the squad. We have to see.
Still a few things being said about the derby match of the weekend. I'm not sure if you're aware of Ron Koeman's comments about some of your backroom staff and the way they behaved on the dugout, trying to shout to the referee to give out some red cards. Do you have any response to that or any thoughts on that?
No.
Do you want to hear what he actually said? Do you want me to tell you?
Well, if you want.
From both sides, I saw tackles that were maybe a little bit more than yellow, but according to the bench of Liverpool, and I don't mean the manager, one of the coaches, the referee, had to show 8 red cards, and I don't like that behaviour.
I think the biggest mistake is in the first part of what he said. From both sides, he saw challenges. Should have been a red card. I can't remember one from our side. Actually, that's the only thing I can say about this. But it's not a problem. I know we are emotional, not only myself, but in my opinion, it's not worth saying anything about this. So it's not too serious. So it's all, by the way, it's already done. It's over, and I know my boys, how I said, good enough. And no, yes, they are emotional. Yes, they are involved. They never ask for something when they are not sure about. Oh, yeah, obviously, they had a good view on a few situations, and then they couldn't sit anymore. That's possible, but I don't think it's a big issue. It wasn't a big issue during the game, and so why we should now make it now bigger than it actually was. Game is done. Now let's talk about the next game.
So looking forward to that then, and the running that you have now between the end of the season, there are no sides in the top 7 that you will face, but in those games that you've faced lower sides, you've sometimes dropped a few points, which you've not been very happy with. So what are the challenges now for you as the manager to make sure that everybody approaches each of these games in the right way?
First of all, I'm not sure how the record was against these teams we face now in the first part of the season. So don't know exactly. I can remember the Bournemouth game. Obviously, it was a very good game from my side until a specific point in the game, and then it changed. It's this kind of spectacle, what maybe only football can deliver. But yeah, even this game is already it's long ago. So we don't have to think about really things like this. Not where they are in the table, where they are coming from, how the first game was or whatever. We have to think about our situation. Our situation is is our situation. That means, yes, we have few injuries. Yes, it does make our life easier. That's all true. But a lot of teams around us could probably mention the same. That's the part of the season, but the decisions will be made. We have to make the decisions about where we will end at the end of the season, and so that's interesting. And it's not about playing the best football in the world. It's about getting results, and that's what we are fighting for. And the first thing we have to think about is what's the right way to play these games, and it's our job to dominate Bournemouth or whoever will come in the next few weeks. So it's only our job to get the best result for us in the Idle World, 3 points for us. And I thought that makes sense. And so we have to think about defending. We have to all together. We have to think about making life as difficult as possible for all of our opponents, because should not be kind of. Because we have now missed different options in the offensive line doesn't mean we cannot score goals. No, we scored goals in different games, different lineups, all that stuff. So that we will always create chances. But first of all, I think it makes sense that we all think about how can we make sure that it's really, really difficult for the other team to play against us, and don't think about why it should be difficult for us to play against them. Whatever plan they have, Bournemouth is a football playing side, it's a very good football playing side. And so that's good for us. And all the teams we will face in the last part of the season will play football. Different style maybe, but they will play football. And so we have to defend that. And then we have to use to create the moments where we can score, and if it's only 1 or 2 or 3 times a game, then it's only 1 or 2 or 3 times a game. But then we have to use these situations. That's the plan. And so we have we will have good lineup, very good lineup, and will show that we really fight for each little point of these last 24 or something for us, and that's the main thing I think about.
Simon, so as far as that, going back to that Bournemouth match when you were 2-0 up and you were 3-1 up, but obviously ultimately ended up losing it, what did your team learn from that match?
A lot, but not more than we learned from the 5-4 against Norwich or whatever. That's football. So, and it's sometimes one situation change the game and give the game another direction. And in this game, obviously, we felt too confident in a specific moment, and Bournemouth thought there's still a chance to get a point. And in the end, it was they had all 3 points, and it was our responsibility 100%. And so that we are responsible for all the results. That's what we knew before, but in games like this, you learn it, of course, the hard way, if you want. And that's a season, and it's long ago. I don't even know when did we play Bournemouth. Was it in? The weather was good, so it should be pretty early, but it wasn't.
No, I think it was November.
December, and the weather was good in December. Oh my God! Of course, a lot of things to learn about, but it will be a different game. So it's Bournemouth is in a different situation. They are on a good run. They played a very good second half at Southampton. I could watch the game on Sunday. I saw the whole 90 minutes. The first half, obviously, Southampton played really well, really good side, and then second half, and especially in the last 15-20 minutes, Bournemouth maybe should have won the game, and that's impressive what they're doing. Eddie Howe is still doing an outstanding good job, but 34 points I think they have. So they still fight for the league, because that's how it is. It's only 6 points or something from the relegation job. They have no points to waste. We have no points and no time to waste. We fight for everything. That's the first thing what everybody should see in this game from our side. And again, in this situation, I know how a football soul, and especially a supporter soul, is. So we all had long enough here, meanwhile, to know that if Liverpool, and I felt a little bit like this after the game, was really happy about the result, but then losing Sadio was like, oh my God, come on, one day when everything is perfect would be not too bad. And but meanwhile, it's already 3 days ago, and we could adapt to or get used to the situation. So, and now, obviously, Liverpool way is the hard way, and we have to go this. So, we have still wonderful players to choose, and we have a lot to fight for. And I really hope that we can create again an atmosphere, an outstanding atmosphere, and to play the best football we are able to fight for everything. In the last 8 games, don't think what did we do at Bournemouth, where did we lose the other points and all that stuff. Only to really to be in a situation and to make the best season of the season which we can get, and I think that's really worth to try. And so.
Just come back to your injuries again. I know it's not something you particularly want to talk about, but just next season, I'm sure you would like there to be far more matches in your calendar than there is this season for obvious reasons. So, what's the summer plan? Because you'll be planning ahead now. Because you've got the kids coming through who are doing well when they come through. But part of you probably wants to bring in some new faces as well. So how do you balance that?
More players doesn't mean automatically that you have more options, because more players could mean that more players are injured. A few other clubs have this, but of course, yeah, how always, and we will show that we learned from this year, but it's nothing. Don't know exactly what to say about this now, but of course we will bring in players. Yes, of course. That the squad will change in a few positions. Yes, of course. That we still will have young players in the squad. Yes. That we need. I said it already. I think we of course, with the problems we had. So in January, February, of course it was clear. With the injury of Phil in November, Sadio not in January. Danny Ings not in for a long time. Daniel Sturridge not at 100%, and then out. Yes, that's of course each team in the world. Should we have for this another striker, another winger? Yes, it felt like this actually in these moments, but it gave the few young boys opportunity to show themselves, and that's good. But yeah, next year with more games, we need to have more options on these positions. That's clear.
Jürgen, when I spoke to you after the game at the weekend, you were pretty down despite the win, obviously that injury to Mane. But you said today it's not very positive still. So is there a concern for you? Is it season ending? Is it?
That's all. Unfortunately, that's possible, but I can't say it now. So why should I say it? I don't know. But it's possible when a knee is swollen. And you have to wait for the final assessment until it's not swollen anymore. Then it's not often that I actually heard afterwards, it's nothing. It was a B or whatever. It's swollen because of different reasons, and that's it. So yeah, it's possible. But even then, or especially then, that's what. The more difficult the situation seems to be, the better it is to handle it. It feels better afterwards. When I look back, so the easy way, obviously, always not the easy way. That's maybe the club history, and that's no problem. So my job is to find solutions, and I work on solutions all the time, and that's what we do this time. But what I don't want, that this is a good situation. So we have 59 points. We are in a nice position on the table. Yes, a few teams have less games than we have, but they cannot win them all, that's for sure, because a few of them play against each other, so that's good. So we are in a good position, and I really want to use this position. I said in the beginning of the season, I think, that the whole season pretty much is to prepare to finish. This is the finishing part of the season, so now we're 8 games to go for us, and that's nobody asks for your problems. Everybody only wants to have results, or we do the same. We want the same. We expect results from ourselves. We want to fight for everything. That's what we did all the time. Sometimes it maybe didn't look like this, but I thought really more often everybody could see that we are really fighting for it. And that will still be like this. And for this we need not only an atmosphere in the stadium. I think it makes sense to have some kind of a positive mood in the club and around the club, because the situation is positive. Not in all parts, because a few key players are not available in the moment? Yes, that's true. Yeah, then as long as we have still 11 players to start and a few to bring on, then everything is fine, and that's still the situation, so I'm fine.
After the last derby match in December, you beat later with Stoke 4-1, but can it, with all that goes into a derby match and the atmosphere and the sort of intensity, can it be difficult to then go again a few days later?
No. We always can talk about a lot of difficulties, but actually I don't think it will change anything. I don't know why I should talk about it or think about it too much. But the problem is we had the international break, and after international break, immediately a week with 3 games. So not for all clubs against the same, but it's the thing, and how we see now with injuries now. If you get them, that means it's always close. If it's 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of games, the season's not that long anymore and all that stuff, so it does make the situation better. But it's a situation for all the teams, it's not only for us. So, and that's why it's nothing we have to think about. And Bournemouth played a derby on Sunday, and they have to play Anfield now, at Anfield. So that's not the best thing I could imagine as the manager of another team. So that's how it is. And if we really, again, want to create a very, very special atmosphere, and don't expect and don't think in each situation when somebody is not as quick on the pitch as Sadio, think that, oh my God, if Sadio would be there, would look differently. Where's Adam Lallana, Jordan Henderson? Why nobody shoots from, I don't know where, I don't know, nobody scores from there. So that's all. But we don't have to compare. We have to use it when we have to use what we have. And again, power of Anfield. I thought it's really, really, it's a massive thing if it's positive. So that's what we have to work for. Carl, you changed the job? They gave him a camera. That's nice.
The last time you were without Sadio, results took a dip. I'm not saying it's entirely his fault, being absent, but are you better equipped to cope with his absence now, having gone through that period, or do the injuries you've got make it?
Look, the problem is, now, I had a little, I'm gonna, by the way, apology for my reaction for the question and after the game, but I thought the timing was not perfect. My answer was far away from being perfect. But the big problem was in January. I said it a few times. It was not only Sadio missing, but of course everybody would miss Sadio. Southampton still miss Sadio, probably. Red Bull Salzburg miss him. So that's for sure. So we have nice company in this. But it was such a hard moment in general. This part of the season in January. Yeah? So we had these games. We had the derby. We played Stoke. Then we played City. Then we played Sunderland. Then we played the semi-finals. It was boop, 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 boop. Yes, it was not the freshest moment of the season, I would say. So, and then missing Sadio in the shape he was, plus missing Phil and all that stuff. That was not perfect. Well, that's how it is. So that's why I said it's not about thinking how can we play perfect football now. We go for results. And that's why I said it will be the first thing I think about, how can we defend Bournemouth, not how can we create 27 chances. Because I know we can not 27, but we will create chances if we are really strong and good organized, perfectly organized in defense. If Bournemouth cannot get confidence in the game, and they're really, everybody saw the second half of the Southampton game. It's outstanding how good they are playing football. Wilshere came on and all that stuff. It looked really, really good. And so yes, we don't think what we miss. We only think about what we can do to win this football game. And as a manager, I can't really remember the last time when I had all the players available, and the decision making was, for me, the decisions to make was so difficult that I thought, oh my God, 5 players at home, all very good players on a bench and all that stuff. That's really rare. So only the job to do. To play the best you are able to, and not think about who you miss and all that stuff. We have the possibility to change system. Again, it's one session today to do this. still possible, absolutely. Not sure we can, how everybody knows, line up a similar lineup to last game, only similar, not exactly the same, and all the stuff. So different options. We can bring young boys, can bring experience up front on the wing. Millie could play a wing position offensively. All that. There's a lot of different things, but ask me, do you miss Sadio? Yes. Do you miss Adam? Yes. Do you miss Henry? Yes, but not for this game because they are not here. And yeah, now let's go.
Anything, Glenn? Your side now?
Jürgen, you've spoken about solutions. Obviously, Mane is unavailable. Is it then positive for you, Divock Origi's cameo appearances of recent? I think the last 4 games when Liverpool have picked up 10 out of possible 12 points, he's got a goal and 2 assists. He says he's feeling fitter than he has done in a while.
That's good, eh? Happy to hear this. Yeah, of course it's good. It's good to have Divock now. That's how it is. The season is long, and you need all the players in the squad. And you sometimes the players in a good shape, but cannot be in the first lineup because more than 10 others fit more, maybe better the next opponent or something like this. Yes, it's good. It's good to have him, and very, very important option for us now. How is that? Even now Daniel is back now. I said it yesterday when we were together before training. I said it's actually a perfect moment coming back to team training, and so yeah, so a lot of good news also. And now we have to use these boys, and the boys are always. And they have to perform, of course, but yeah, they got all the support from my side they can get, and then we have to fight Bournemouth.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jürgen.
Welcome.
I'll text it.